Hello, Jay with Great Scott Audio Productions and Bitten by Books Book Bites. Today we're going to go visit Jay Wells and Redheaded Stepchild, the first book in the Sabina Cain series. Can't really say much, but awesome. She kicks ass. How can you go wrong with such a thing? I'm going to start with Chapter 1, introduce our fun-loving heroine. Digging graves is hell on a manicure. But I was taught good vampires clean up after every meal. So I ignored the chipped onyx polish. I ignored the dirt caked under my nails. I ignored my palms rubbed raw and blistering. And when a snapping twig announced David's arrival, I ignored him too. He said nothing, just stood off behind a thicket of trees waiting for me to acknowledge him. Despite his silence, I could feel hot waves of disapproval flying my way. At last, the final scoop of earth fell onto the grave. Stalling, I leaned on the shovel handle and restored order to my hair. Next, I brushed flecks of dirt from my cashmere sweater. Not the first choice of digging attire for some, but I always believed manual labor was no excuse for sloppiness. Besides, the sweater was black, so it went well with the haphazard funerary rites. The harvest moon, a glowing orange sphere, still loomed in the sky. Plenty of time before sunrise. In the distance, traffic hummed like white noise in the city of angels. I took a moment to appreciate the calm. Memory of the phone call from my grandmother intruded. When she told me the target of my latest assignment, an icy chill spread through my veins. I'd almost hung up, unable to believe what she was asking me to do. But when she told me David was working with Clovis Trachea, white-hot anger replaced the chill. I called up that anger now to spur my resolve. I clenched my teeth and ignored the cold stone sitting in my stomach. My own feelings about David were irrelevant now. The minute he decided to work with one of the Domine's enemies, a glorified cult leader who wanted to overthrow their power, he'd signed his death warrant. Unable to put it off any longer, I turned to him. "What's up?" David stalked out of his hiding place, a frown marring the perfect planes of his face. "Do you want to tell me why you're burying a body?" "Who, me?" I asked, tossing the shovel to the ground. My palms were already healing. I wish I could say it was the same for my guilty conscience. If David thought I should apologize for feeding from a human, I didn't want to know what he was going to say in about 5 minutes. "Cut the shit, Sabina. You've been hunting again." His eyes glowed with accusation. "What happened to the synthetic blood I gave you?" "That stuff tastes like shit," I said. "It's like non-alcoholic beer. What's the point?" "Regardless, it's wrong to feed from humans." It's also wrong to betray your race, I thought. If there was one thing about David that always got my back up, it was his holier-than-thou attitude. Where were his morals when he made the decision to sell out? "Keep it together, Sabina. It will all be over in a few minutes." "Oh, come on. It was just a stupid drug dealer," I said, forcing myself to keep up the banter. "If it makes you feel any better, he was selling to kids." David crossed his arms and said nothing. Though, I have to say, nothing beats Type O mixed with a little cannabis. A muscle worked in David's jaw. "You're stoned?" "Not really," I said, "though I do have a strange craving for pizza. Extra garlic." He took a deep breath. "What am I going to do with you?" His lips quirked despite his harsh tone. "First of all, no more lectures. We're vampires, David. Mortal codes of good and evil don't apply to us." He arched a brow. "Don't they?" "Whatever," I said. "Can we just skip with the philosophical debates for once?" He shook his head. "Okay, then, why don't you tell me why we're meeting way out here?" Heaving a deep sigh, I pulled my weapon. David's eyes widened as I aimed the custom-made pistol between them. His eyes pivoted from the gun to me. I hoped he didn't notice the slight tremor in my hands. "I should have known when you called me," he said. "You never do that. Aren't you going to ask me why?" His calm unsettled me. "I know why." He crossed his arms and regarded me closely. "The question is, do you?" That's it for this time. I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to check out the things that we do here. If you have any questions, if you've got an idea of what I should be reading next time, I'm going to keep it a surprise this time. I might tell Rachel, just because I'm a snot like that. But otherwise, enjoy your week and have a good day. Thanks.